Hey everybody, this review is on Gladiator 2. So the plot of this movie is many years after the events of the first movie, Maximus's son Lucius, who's now played by Paul Mescal, is becomes a gladiator this time for a slave trader named Macrinus, played by Denzel Washington. And just like Commodus in the first movie, Macrinus wants to get control over Rome and he wants Lucius to partake in gladiator fights and have him killed. So Lucius goes around Rome and partakes in gladiator fights and hopefully try to survive and hopefully uses bravery, determination, and skills to overthrow Macrinus and save the people of Rome from his reign. You know, for a sequel that I didn't think was really needed, I quite liked it. Um, yeah, I obviously, as I said before, I didn't see the first Gladiator until very recently. So when they announced they were making a sequel to this, I was like, huh, that's surprising. But for what we got, I really liked it. And I think this is kind of a weird case for a sequel because the consensus for this movie, which I'm not really shocked, I do kind of understand, is that it's too derivative of the first. I both agree and disagree at the same time. Because, yeah, it is kind of similar to the first one. A guy partakes in gladiator fights to challenge an antagonist they're against, and he has to fight his way and prove his determination for his family. And yeah, it's kind of similar in that way, but I think it's different in a lot of ways because in the first movie, Maximus was fighting as a gladiator to overthrow Commodus because he was his rival and he doesn't like how Commodus was going to be the next emperor of Rome. This Macrinus wants to gain control over Rome, like Commodus was, but he wasn't self motivated for his hate towards Lucius, like how Commodus hated Maximus in the first one. So no one's really safe from this. In fact, Macrinus pretty much has a grudge against a lot of gladiators. Like you even see more fighting in the arena, and there's a lot of really crazy gladiator fights in the arenas. Like throughout the movie, like they go insane. Like you even see like a lot of animals. Like you see sharks for crying out loud. You see some lions and some gladiators facing them off, and it's insane. Like it's different from the first in a lot of ways because they do add a lot more um, exotic type of conflicts to the gladiator fights, and the fact that it proves that no one's safe in this movie because the first movie it was mostly purely just Maximus's story. Here, yeah, Lucius is the main character and he wants to avenge his father, but it's still in a way where he's fighting for all of Rome and want he wants to also fight for the freedom of everybody else. And Paul Mescal, I think he's really good as Lucius. I think I do really buy him as a more grown up version of him, and I think that he's not too similar to Maximus. Like they could have easily just made him similar, but yeah, he is kind of similar the way how he has a little grudge against his slave trader, but they don't have a long history together, so it's not like he's purely motivated by him. He more so cares about everyone of Rome, and Denzel Washington, he's a really good villain. Like if you've heard the buzz for this movie, I think the one thing everybody can agree on is that Denzel Washington is great, and yeah, he's a great villain. Like he actually is genuinely pretty. In fact, he's probably just as much, if not even more, intimidating than Commodus was in the first movie, and he's really good. I think he really steals the show. I don't know why it's in a lot of movies villainous roles are the show stealers, but hey, they're doing something right. And Pedro Pascal plays the general who's Lucilla's new husband after Maximus dies. And Pedro's always great to see, and he's very supportive of Lucius. And Connie Nielsen plays Lucilla again, reprising her role from the first movie. And yeah, there's still a lot of great drama among all the slaves and all the gladiators and just fighting for Rome. And the cinematography is excellent as always. Like just like the first movie, I don't know if this was exactly filmed in Rome because I've been to Rome and it doesn't look unlike it. I mean, if this actually was filmed in Rome, I get that they'd probably have to make adjustments to make this movie look more ancient. But yeah, some of the insanity elements, like the sharks and stuff, and even like all the lion. There's one part, like I said, involving the lion fights. Like you would think that would take you out of it. Like, yeah, if you're a history nut, some of you would probably not. I know lots of people say criticize movies for not being historically accurate, which yeah, the first movie dealt with that a lot. But so yeah, if you're one of those people, there could be some elements you probably don't like. But then again, Gladiator this movie nor the first were based on true stories, so it's not like there's much to pick about. But it's a surprisingly quite a good sequel that's both a little similar and yet still feels like a new movie. It's for a movie that wasn't really needed, I think they did quite a good job with it. It's excellently shot, it's amazingly acted, there's a lot of great action and some really good drama to balance it out because all the performances and all the characters are really good. And well, yeah, they do allude to Maximus in this movie because he was the main character and he, well, spoiler, died in the first movie. Of course, they would have to allude to that, but they don't constantly remind you of the first. It tries to be a completely new chapter, and I think it really succeeds at that. And it's long enough, like the first one, to the point where it's just so interesting to see, ancient Rome and all the gladiator fights and all the feuds all the people of Rome had with all the emperors. And it's just it's a quite a good sequel. Like it's not as good as the first one, but I wasn't expecting it to be. I just was hoping it would be worthy and it was a good experience. So yeah, if you like the first Gladiator, I think this is a good enough watch. It especially looks really good on a big screen. But if you don't think a Gladiator sequel is needed, if the idea of it doesn't interest you much, yeah, maybe it might not interest you much, but I think it's worth a shot. So I definitely have had a fun enough time myself considering I'm pretty new to the first movie given I recently watched it a while ago. So yeah, I really enjoyed myself with it. Okay, the trailers that played before the movie. There was Ballerina. I'm excited for this. No, it's not just because Anna de Armas is the lead, but it looks really good. It's definitely you can tell it's a John Wick film. Like the fighting style is almost the same. It looks like a John Wick movie, and what more can I say? It's going to be the great over the top action film I love. So I hope it doesn't disappoint because I'm pretty excited for it. I got this is Lord of the Rings: The War of Rohirrim. Didn't this come out? Like, didn't this just come out last week? Or am I thinking of another movie? Or is this coming out this weekend? Because that's kind of weird. They played the trailer because if the movie's already out, that's weird. But I'm curious about this one. I'm not really an anime person, but I do like Lord of the Rings, so hopefully it's good. Captain America: Brave New World. I might see this. It's only a maybe so far. I mean, I like what I see from the trailer, but I don't get excited for that many comic book movies anymore. Well, particularly superhero movies, because I feel they all feel the same and don't really want to respect the characters or the world or the lore. They just want to give every film the same formulaic style. But I do want to see Craven the Hunter, though. I know that just came out because even if Craven the Hunter sucks, at least I'll try to give it credit if it's different. So yeah, but Brave New World, it looks good enough. I like how it feels more like a spy political thriller because that's definitely what a Captain America movie should be like. And yeah, Red Hulk is the villain, but I think it does have that kind of U.S. political thriller type drama in it. So hopefully it'll amp up on that. It'll really emphasize on that. So yeah, I have hope for it. Maybe it could be good. Uh, there was Better Man again, but it was a different trailer than the one I um, saw before Smile 2. I don't really know. I know this is based on a singer, but I don't know the actual singer, so I doubt it would interest me in the first place. But it just seems so weird. A CGI monkey in a biopic? Like, that's weird, but maybe it's fun enough. I don't know, but we'll see. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I'm really excited for this one. Judging from the title, it looks to be the last Mission Impossible movie. So, and I did really like Dead Reckoning Part 1. It really deserved better. Shame it didn't do that well, but I do like the franchise. Well, aside from the second movie, that is. So I think this will be another good entry, and I hope this will be another good entry in the Mission Impossible franchise. Tom Cruise isn't getting any younger, so I guess they have to pump another one out soon. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. And this wasn't a trailer per se. I guess it was kind of a trailer, but it was more like a little ad. It was for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but it was Gladiator 2 themed, where the Sonic characters see Gladiator 2, and that's kind of a weird idea. I mean, I get that they're both Paramount movies, but it's kind of weird because they both have different demographics. Because why would a kids movie promote Gladiator 2? Whatever, but I guess this technically wasn't a trailer, so I don't know if I should count it, but I know this is out this weekend, so I'm really. But Sonic 3, I guess, while we're on the subject, I am excited for it, so I really hope it'll be good. So I think it'll be a really fun time. But yeah, Gladiator 2, for what it is, it could have been worse. I definitely really enjoyed myself. It was different enough from the first one for me to say, you know what, it was a worthy watch. It didn't constantly remind me of the first movie. It didn't really make me just want to be like, why did I even see this? I can just watch the first movie again. It's still good enough on its own as its own movie, and for a sequel, I think it definitely could have been a lot worse. And it's not one of my favorite films of the year, but it would probably make an honorable mention. It was definitely good enough. So yeah. So yeah, that's my review of Gladiator 2. Finally got to see it. So take care. And if I don't upload within the next few days, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. So take care.